Nearly 1 here, another day in Los Angeles. Nothing to see here. So I had the misfortune of going downtown today, just, you know, to the downtown city. I was fine going there, but leaving there, I don't know what it is, but every time I go someplace, getting back to where I'm staying, I guess, is just too much of an issue. So I try to be polite, and by polite, I mean I try to be British about it, but I don't understand, women don't understand no means no. What in the world is going on? You would think with the large crime statistics of women being raped that women would understand because, they have the emotional intelligence and intelligence to just say, "Oh, this person isn't picking up my vibe. Okay, we're not gelling at this moment. Okay, okay." Woman number one, okay, first of all, she snuck up behind me in order to talk to me. And like I always say, if I don't have business with you and you're just a random person, I'm just not going to bother. Hi, Clint. Hi, Clint. Welcome to the channel. I'm talking about my day. Ugh. And she just wanted to be like, God bless you. God bless you. And I'm like, know what to do with that. Have a good day. Have a good day. Just couldn't shut it down and just say, you know, go to your home. Go to your room. Go to your room. I want to say that. I want to say it because it's pretty much how I live my life. I'm a fucking teenager. I'm yelled at by people, and I just go to my room. Like never really graduated to, you could probably get a house. Woman number two, she came directly to me and she tried the I'm going to compliment you in order to feel the vibe. Feel the vibe. Oh, unfortunately for her, I'm a mutant who's telepathic. So all I could do is just I hear her thoughts. And it wasn't like sexual, it was, I need to make this connection. I want to make this connection. Please receive this connection. And I just don't want to. Number one, gay. Two, military sexual trauma. If this had been before I served in the military, it would have been, hey girl, hey, let's sit down, let's have a conversation. Oh my God, there's a coffee shop. Let's just sit and talk. But I have issues. And so that door is just closed. Closed. I'm sad that it closed too, because I'm looking at people like Charlie XCX, and like as many times as I've referenced her, you know, I wouldn't want her to come up to me and be like, dude, do you really have beef? Because, I'm a fan of your music. So that's the situation that I'm in. I'm listening to tavern music, eating Chinese food, and talking to you about to get high as Cloud9. The way to do it. Sir Clint and all his bushcraft discussions. Guess I'll share with people. I'm going on a bit of an urban adventure, an urban safari. Well, not quite as urban, but just a safari. So what I just dealt with today, it all came together. I'm gonna take a small electronic sabbatical, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know. I woke up today and I just said everything that is tethered to this AI network, I just don't want to be a part of anymore. Which just sucks because I just made a fucking website devoted to that, but then I thought of it and I said, yeah, but I don't want to be a part of it. And I was like, how could you design something that you don't want to be a part of yourself? Guess I am a bit wild. I'm wild too. People respond to me because they can tell, I'm different. And also because they see me talk to dogs. Mm. I don't mean to yawn. I'm just exhausted. Mostly because I don't go out. I don't do anything. I'm just the guy with the dogs. Oh, this one. Oh damn. You know, this one has the makings of one of the best service animals ever because I threw my fucking temper tantrum today and there was yelling, there was crying, there was everything. And this dog just would not refuse to show love, affection, respect, and also calm me down. I want to fucking travel the world, but this dogs love you more than anybody else will. They're there for you like no one else will. And it's true. I'm getting older, so the idea of, you know, whitewater rafting and, hiking for a day, I mean, that's real physical labor, but it just sounds so much more exciting than anything on television. And I mean that as no disrespect to the programs that are there. I mean, they're there. I just want more out of life. I just go hiking and fishing a lot. I think that that's very valid life. Clint, I hear you describe your life, and yeah, things could be better. You could have a little bit more money here, a little bit more money there. But sometimes I just say to myself, for what? Money for what? I mean, I'm not exactly doing well right now. I'm really not. I'm super stressed about it. Money, about life, about everything. But really, I just want out, out. I want to be that indigenous person that just goes for a hike. Just goes for a hike and says, I don't have any calls coming in. I don't care. I don't need to check the internet for anything. I need to check a map to make sure I can get out of there. But other than that, I just I want the freedom that eludes me at this point because I'm spending so much time trying to fit into America, and it just I don't. Not in that way. The last podcast I did, I was talking about who are your real oppressors? Because everyone says the government oppresses you. Government did this to you. And in, the case of my military sexual trauma, that is true. That is exactly the government. But then when I think about the situation that I'm in right now, it's not that. It's I just don't know how to to be an indigenous person myself. There's no manual for this. There is You find out which tribe you're from, and in many cases, if you qualify, you're accepted into your tribe. There's no manual for you don't fit into that. So you have to either start your own or be alone. Dude, I found my 12th century trousers, so now I can complete my Norseman clothes. Oh my god. I hope what you meant is that it was styled in the designs that were available from the 12th century, not that the trousers are that old. Oh, this woman was, oh, I have to talk about this. This woman was complimenting me on my outfit, and I could not respond like a regular person because of the PTSD, but also because I just wanted to say, you do realize that this isn't a label. This is, she's like, I love your outfit. And I'm like, it is an outfit for me. This is my I go out into the world outfit. It's not couture. There's no designer label on it. It's just me. I mean, there's stains all over it. It's dirty. It's dusty. It's gross. Here you are. You want to compliment this? Don't get it. Basically, wear all I need on my waist in my tactical pouch. If I need shelter, I can bill it. Funny. And have a fire starter and cordage, and all I have left is a bivy bag, a Steve canteen, steel Steve canteen. I've been thinking about Chris Evans for a whole day of thinking about Chris Evans. Oh my God. Wow. Steel canteen, and I'm good. No, not that old. I bought them at Earthbound. I walk out looking like I stepped out of a fantasy novel. Ah, I look like a very tan version of Crocodile Dundee. And I sound like him too, which is why I try and speak as British as possible in order to, well, not sound as Aussie as I am. Because that invites even worse questions. Even though technically I'm closer to Australian than, well, never mind. Either way, I do look at your situation, Clint, about living a more simple life, and I don't want it. And I still enjoy, electronics on occasion, but I'm just fed up. I'm just fed up with the electronics. The PTSD just ruined everything. It's ruined everything in my life. Can't watch television. I can't watch movies. I can't even play video games anymore. I'm just consumed with the depression, the anxiety, the rage. And so I just had to say, to my electronics, get the fuck out because I don't want that connection anymore. I don't want that connection in physical, and I don't want that connection electronically at all. Which sucks because, Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn didn't do anything wrong to me, and I enjoyed her story. Like, this is what fucking pisses me off. Like, every time these people do this to me, it just becomes, well, fuck it, I can't enjoy anything. It's just upset. So I have 48 hours, just about less than 48 hours. Yeah, less. Less than 48 hours to gather what I can and leave, to take a electronic sabbatical from the constant the constant drain that is modern technology. I say this as a futurist, I think technology has a place in our lives, but we're not putting it in the right place because we're using it as surrogate, we're using it as an avoidance method. We're not using it to just delineate between things that a human should do and things that a robot should do. It's all good. I actually had someone ask if I do parties because you're a stripper. Someone wants to see Santa Claus shake it, baby. Oh wow! I think I could become a professional storyteller for parties. I could use my stories from next year. You really should consider, doing reading parties, not only on YouTube, on Twitch too, because people like it. I mean, they want more content. But that's one of the issues that I had with my website. Like, I designed it, for fledgling content creators to get into the business, put themselves together, and have a way to navigate it when you're not Mr. Personality. Like, I look at some of the people that are successful on Twitch, and they're nerds, huge nerds, but they're also personable, funny, self-deprecating, just genuinely friendly people, all traits that I don't have. So I'm like so pissed because I spent so much effort building this website, and it's a beautiful website, and it would definitely help people. I just can't get into it. I can't do it. I just can't, especially after the conversations I've had with, because it was for gay people. Because I said gay people need to make more money, because if they had more money, they wouldn't be gay bashed all the time, because you'd be in a different area. And that's the same thing with Clinton. I'm talking to you. You know, maybe money is like the wrong term for it, but maybe just certain amount of presence, notoriety, where people knew you, they knew your name, and they saw the good that you do, that you have a role to play in your community, they would treat you differently. Because I hear the stories of people treating you badly, and I'm like, I'm gonna fight them. How dare they? Clint is the wonderful person, the wonderful person, and they should know that. But if they don't know you, then how can they ever tell? Which is why I was trying my hardest to go to the local, sing things, the sing-alongs that they had in town. So I could just say, look, not a bad person. I don't want to be touched, and I don't want anybody that close to me. It's like if you know that, great. If not, I don't know. I don't really want to wear a sign around my neck that says "Don't talk to the abused person." But that's the only thing that I think I could do because people just don't understand. No means no. All right. A face for radio. You can't say that. You got the love of a pretty woman. You can't say that you have a face for radio. People like you. They want to see you. They want to talk to you. They want to listen to you. If you were truly, misshapen, they wouldn't tune in. You wouldn't have that many followers. I'm not exactly saying you're going to beat out Justin Bieber for a Tiger Beat cover, but you're you're fine. Okay, you're fine. I'm the one who has to hide in the fucking shadows like the Phantom of the Opera. I try to be, but hey, I look like a troll spawned as see that. Oh my god, the world is upside down today. The world is upside down. Ah. Well, I feel a little bit better after talking about it. As I say always, if you're a veteran and you suffer from PTSD, you're not gonna get validation from these people. You're not gonna get understand what you're going through. Or, oh my god, if that happened to my son or daughter, I would feel the way that you do right now. Just angry at the world. I would understand. You're never gonna get validation from a stranger. But what you can do is just say it out loud and validate yourself and say, the feelings that you have are real. The feelings, the emotions, all of it. It's okay to feel that way, that it's uncomfortable and, you know, you wish things were better, but you handled it the best way that you could. I didn't scream, I didn't run away. I faced it head on. That's all I could do. People are trying to dissuade me from going to New Zealand and doing something new, going to another country. Because every single time that it gets around the time that I could, book my ticket and head over there, the Americans, I have to call them that. I have to call them that because it just turns into some like freaky horror film where everything they do is to just freak me out. The bum, the slovenly woman who tried to sneak onto the bus without fucking paying, and she gets off at the stop like right after me. And of course, I turn into a parking lot where someone has a trunk open, and all I can say to myself is, I wouldn't have turned this way if that freak hadn't come right behind me. But now that I have, I just go, oh shit, I really should have turned around and then, hidden behind like a fucking thing is some big burly guy, with giant bin or something and tools in his hand. And I'm just like, fuck me. Like, I mean, it's bad enough to have kind of issues like that in America, but if I go abroad, you're not really going to look for me. If I mean, I guess tourism begets a certain level of, well, we tried, but they're not really going to. They have no fucking incentive. It just looks bad all around. I don't really like it either, but I just can't stay here. I don't fit into any of this. Not to mention the fact that these are the years where I still want to dance. I still want to maybe not go out in this fucking town, but just enjoy the stars and just see the world. It's like I know the world is a fucking dangerous place, but staying here is just killing my soul because I'm just disappointed all the time about not only my PTSD, but also just the way America is and how every time, I try and have a conversation with people and say, you could do better. You could get more out of life. You just see them struggle and suffer, and it's just breaking. It's just heartbreaking. Oh, well, I have to head out, man. I got an order to fill. I'm selling a stuff for $220. I'll talk soon, man. Later, man. Later, Clint. Hope you're doing well, man. The self-esteem of veterans is always so low. Mostly because, we felt the highest of the high. You put on your uniform and you're the defender. You're the hero. And then you're injured, you're maimed and you're ugly and you're emotionally scarred. And it's hard to get your self-esteem back. You know, Someone yelling at me, dude, you have style. You look great. Compared to what I can only describe as the hickeys on the 21 Pilots, that guy, whatever the fuck his issue was, compared to that, yeah, I mean, I am batting a fucking thousand, straight out the fucking park. I love it, but it I even know how to fucking say it. It is what it is. If it was an attractive man telling me this, probably would still react the same way because I'm so emotionally damaged. But like, it would mean a little bit more because I'm gay. But yeah, some American woman, complimenting me, yeah, it's just too uncomfortable. Just too many bad, just encounters, bad memories, bad everything. So, which sucks because they're just trying to be nice. I think to be like, I know you're having a crummy day. Could we, maybe remind you of things that you do get right in life? Like fashion, even though you're fucking terrible to look at, painful. All right, I can only, rag on myself so much. My name is Ian Iliona. I'm an environmentalist, a human rights activist, a mutant, a werewolf. I am a veteran with PTSD from military sexual trauma, and I'm not getting any better. Today was a rough one. It really was. Everything was stacked up against me. The store I went into was just filled with only women. And I had to say, look, I came here to do business. If anyone bothers me, I'm coming after your fucking business with a lawyer. And that's all you can do. As a veteran with PTSD, I made it clear. I said, look, I have PTSD. We're going to have to do this very slowly to make sure that we're doing this right. And, if I get upset, I'm sorry. But, I did say to you, I have my PTSD. And there was a moment where, I was upset, but, I dealt with it. It's in that situation, it's you're going to be a very professional person, and I'm going to be a very professional customer. And that's just how we do it. And now I can just fucking fall apart because it was just uncomfortable. It's just uncomfortable. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I just want to simplify my life. This was my wake up call to simplify my life. Everything I've experienced, I just want simple, simple, and get back to what I wanted to do. I hope to see you on the next podcast.